Welcome to another YOU Bijou Tangle series. Today we're going to do a tangle called Cyme. So before we get started, I invite you to take a moment and offer some gratitude and appreciation. Today I find myself doing just some gentle neck rolls, really gentle, very small movements and very slow movements, only if this is right for you. I'm inviting relaxation in my neck and shoulders. I think I've been sitting at a desk a lot lately, and that can bring in some tension. So I'm setting some awareness to that and an intention to soften and relax. So let's dive in. I have my usual supplies, my tortillon and my pencil, and my Micron 01, and my bijou tile. So let's start with, I'm actually not going to create a border or the dots today. I'm just going to create a couple of these Cyme, maybe one, maybe two, maybe three, and invite you to layer them on your tile with me. I'm not feeling like I want a border today, so I'm going to show you my way that I do this, and I'll explain to you how it's different than the way it shows in my book. So I draw a printemps, which we haven't done yet, but I draw a spiral as the center of Cyme. And then I draw these petal shapes around this circle. I like to have the circle there as a help or a reminder to kind of give me something to hang on to as I draw these petals. Normally, Cyme is just you kind of connecting these petals without a center. And I just enjoy having that center there. So next step would be to aura these. I do that different too. So there's lots of ways you can do a variation of this. You could aura all the way around this petal first, or I actually like to aura on the inside. Sometimes I aura like this, and I'm going to show you a couple different ways I embellish this or do the step outs for this particular tangle. This is one of the ways. So you can leave it like that, or if you want to, you could add kind of some flicks of your pen in these petals. And then we'll create another row of petals, another layer. So I'm drawing another petal in between the petals I've already drawn. And you can see I'm not precise with the petals. I feel like having these more organic and coming onto the page however they do works for this particular tangle. So I'm going to, again, aura these just like I did the last row. And then again, you can put in some wisps. I call them wisps. And then I think I'm going to do one more row, and then we will do another one over here somewhere. So when I do the next layer of petals, I tend to have them, they kind of like go over and above the first petals that I did. So they're kind of hugging the two petals that we just drew together. Like that. And then we'll aura. Aura. And then again, if you want to add a few wisps, probably just a couple on these because the other petal sort of covers where the other one would be. And I think I'm going to call that good for that one. Then I'm going to do another one maybe over here a little bit. It'll go off the page eventually with the petals, maybe even right away. So I draw my spiral in the center, and then I'm going to draw my, it usually ends up being 5 petals. Get this out of the way for now. This one seems to be a lot of turning and I'm bumping things. And then offering that off the page. Okay, so I'm going to show you another way that I do instead of aura-ing. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just thicken up just the top of that line. So it creates this, sometimes I'll actually go like that and then fill it in. And sometimes I just do more of like a tracing of the line a little bit. Okay, and then again, I'll do the wisps, depending on how big the petals are. Sometimes I do more, sometimes I do less. Just kind of showing you the different ways that I do this tangle. And I like how the pen can naturally create shading. I don't often shade this one too terribly much. Okay, and again, drawing another layer of, another row, so to speak, of petals. Let's see, be kind of like this. And again, creating those darkened. Doesn't matter if you go on the inside or outside, you can kind of adjust the shape of your petal that way when you do it this way. I'm being a little more wispy with my wisps on this on this particular Cyme. Maybe we'll do one more row, just like we did in the last one. You could keep going. You could do just one tile with one Cyme on it, and that's it, and just keep doing layers after layers after layers of petals. So I'm drawing behind or off the page as it happens. Like that. Okay, so I'll do another one right here and kind of have it layer behind. Drawing the center shape. And we'll draw some, maybe I'll leave this one without a bunch of auras. We'll just leave this one kind of organic. I guess they're all organic, but with not a lot of auraing or things. And you can just kind of see how we can layer it out. And then you can decide if you want to add wispies or auras. I'm just kind of trying to show you different ways that you can do this tangle depending on how you want it to look. Let's see, that wouldn't go up behind like that. And so I'm going to do another layer. I started in that corner to help me remember where I left off. So this one would just kind of, and then this one would come up here, come down here, and then this one like this. Kind of go off the page and down like that. Now, if you wanted to, you could keep going. You could add layers. You could add layers around all of them if you wanted to. I actually kind of like this look. I kind of like that they're all three done just a little bit differently, and that if I wanted to go back in, I could embellish. I could also go in with like watercolors or markers and actually add some color to this. So there's a lot of different ways you could do this or play with it. But for me, I think right now I'm going to call this the bottom. And I'm going to tuck my chop over here in this corner, and I'm going to have it go all the way like off the page and connect with that Cyme over there. I'm going to color in my heart today. I don't always like that just because it's kind of next to the one that has some bold colors on it. And then I am not going to shade this. If you wanted to, you could shade the background, or you could even put some like auras or some cross hatching in the background, but I'm feeling like I like it simple. You could put shading here where it goes over the other ones, but sometimes I just am not feeling shading. And apparently the last, this week and last week, I was not feeling shading. So sign and date. And the name of this tangle is Cyme, C-Y-M-E. And we are in our You Bijou series. So I hope you enjoyed this tile today. Feel free to embellish and play with this one and really make it your own. I always encourage your creativity to just allow it to flow and see what happens. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I had fun. It's one of my favorite tangles, and I like to kind of tuck it in behind things when I have a tile and I don't really know what else to do. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great day. I am offering gratitude and appreciation to all of you for joining me on this You Bijou tile today. Have a great week.